I'm going to be talking about my specific roster as Clan Wolf moving forward in our campaign. Some of this I have done ahead of time because I'm impatient. But here's how we step through some of this. For myself, I have a gunnery bump, I have a piloting bump, I have natural aptitude gunnery, which costs me 11 points. Maneuvering ace costs 7. Human TRO costs 3. 1 point of edge. 3 points for all weather, and 2 points for toughness. Now let me go and confirm that all weather is... Oh, nope, that one actually only costs 2. So I have 1 more point available because I put the wrong number in there. I still have 2 more points here. If I really wanted to, I could add another another point of toughness, but I'm not going to. With the change, we also have manufacturing to take into account. With this change in battle value and our SPAs, I also gave my players an option to use the manufacturing restrictions. I am going to do this for my own roster, and I'm playing as Clan Wolf because of reasons involved with MechWarrior 2, not actual fiction. For those of you who hate Clan Wolf, I haven't read those books, don't yell at me. So as far as the manufacturing base for Clan Wolf, we have a bunch of different things in here. I'm going to end up using the Linebacker, the Orion 2C, the Pouncer, the Timberwolf, and I'm not actually going to use the Woodsman because it does not show up on the mole. This one. It does not show up on the mole for Clan Wolf at this time, which makes me a little bit sad because the Woodsman was the OG Timberwolf, but it's not available, so I will not be using it because I'm not going to use Isorla for the Woodsman. Being that it is an older design and it is incredibly expensive, I'm going to go with other options. With the manufacturing restrictions, if your clan manufactures a design, you can have one of those in every star. If your faction does not manufacture that design, you can have one of those in your entire formation. One chassis. So for everybody who's not playing Clan Wolf, they can have one Timberwolf in their trinary. Because I'm running Clan Wolf, I can run 3 stars of Timberwolves, as long as I pick different variants. I'm not going to do that. I don't find that to be particularly flavorful or fun, but I have that option. Now, if you want to run something that is available in the era, your clan doesn't manufacture it, and it doesn't show up on your mole or your master unit list, then you can, and that thing actually is available in time, then you can run that as Isorla. That is essentially the clan version of Salvage. So, Clan Wolf does not make the Battle Cobra. We do not have the Battle Cobra show up on the master unit list for Clan Wolf. It's not in the Inner Sphere clan general listing either. So if I want one, I have to claim that mech as Isorla, or as I have that because of Salvage. Now, if the mech is Isorla, then you can still have it. You can only ever have one. So if you don't make it, it doesn't show up on your mole, it exists in the appropriate era and is available to other clans, just not yours, you can still have one. But when that thing reaches a critical status, it is broken forever. You can't have it again. because you don't have the supplies or the parts to go and fix it. So that's enough about what's available. These are my actual choices. I am still going to pilot a Stormcrow. Edward is going to be in a Timberwolf of some variety. I have moved Johan to a linebacker. I've moved Bjorn to an Orion 2C. Some of you are savvy enough to know that 2C variants in clan space are typically reserved for Freebirth pilots, with one notable exception. The Orion 2C is manufactured and maintained by Clan Wolf because that was Kerensky's mech whenever they left the Inner Sphere, and Clan Wolf has safeguarded the manufacturing rights to the Orion 2C, and they view that mech as very special. So noteworthy pilots, not Freebirth, get to run in the Orion 2C. It is a place of honor among Clan Wolf to pilot that mech. Now on to my aerospace point. Typically, aerospace and vehicle points are a matched pair for chassis. They don't have to have the same variant. But Natalie broke her Avar in the last game, so right now I've got a Visigoth and an Avar in my list. Some of you will have noticed that, wait, there are numbers over here and they don't match. Well, the F column is the column with the battle values at the skills that the pilots are, and then the G column is the battle value of points that I am bidding for the purpose of taking them into battle. So right now you can see that my Stormcrow, Linebacker, Orion, Visigoth, and Avar have values in those numbers. This number is actually a negative because I'm taking a vehicle point, and those all combine to make this total here of 11,708. So I'm doing my math in the Excel spreadsheet instead of just using the Total Warfare Force Builder, which my players are absolutely able to do, and I encourage them to do so, especially whenever they are fiddling with what their gunnery and pilots are and how much it's going to cost them. Star Commander Blair is piloting in Nova Prime. Marva is now in a Timberwolf C. Henry is in an Ice Ferret B. Troy is in a Linebacker A, and I have moved Kyle to a Mist Lynx C. What you see here are not accurate SPAs because we did the reset and these don't mean what they used to mean. So let's go through some of these. Another change that we had made was the number of the experience that the veterans will share. So Edward, Bjorn, Blair, and Marva were my veterans. That's the wrong color. That one. There we go. So Edward, Bjorn, Blair, and Marva were my veterans. And they now, because of the update, will split a total of 50 experience points between the four of them. I will probably do theirs last because that's going to change this number here. So they did get clan pilot training, and they did get what was it called? I gave everybody 2 more points because they got clan pilot training and they had simulator warfare because all of the pilots that stayed behind in 3051 because some Rosselhagian pilot flew their aerospace fighter into the bridge of the Direwolf. Well, that stopped the invasion for a year as the Khans had to reconvene at Strana Mekti and elect a new Ilkhan. So when that happened, everybody else was playing computer games trying to keep their skills sharp for combat. So I gave everybody 2 experience points for that. So I'm going to go through and update those real quick. Clan pilot training is now a -3, so everybody starts at 5. Elementals did not gain that. Those guys are already 5s. Millard is a new pilot because Naomi died. Everybody else is at 5. Okay. The other pilots that I lost, or the other units I lost, were Boris and Einar. They were destroyed in their entirety. This is the wrong number. Okay. So let's go through with Johan, just to make life a little bit simple. We're going to start with a gunnery bump. That's going to give him 12 points left. So at 12 points, I could grab natural aptitude gunnery or anything above it. Hopping Jack is not going to do him any good because he's in a linebacker. Maneuvering Ace might be worth it. It's going to cost 7. That'll get him to Terrain Master eventually. The abilities that increase the cluster table would be nice if he didn't run a mech that brought streaks, and whenever you hit with a streak, you hit with all of it. But he does bring a bunch of ammo, and he's dependent on that ammo, so I would really like for him to, 1, stay awake, and 2, not take a bunch of damage from ammo explosions. So he's going to get at least pain resistance. So we're going to go back in here and add 4. So we got 8 points left. I'm going to add pain resistance. And then we're going to go back to the chart. His mech is pretty cool. He doesn't have enough for Tactical Genius. I should give him some edge. And Maneuvering Ace seems kind of nice. Maybe we will grab Maneuvering Ace. Yep, we've got 8 there, so we're going to add 7 for Maneuvering Ace and 1 for edge. So Johan is done. Now I'm going to go to... Oh, these guys don't actually get clan pilot training. They only get their 2. Shaky Stick. I believe that already costs 4. Nope, Shaky Stick is 3. Alright, so that's 3. But we're going to be 3 plus 1 because I would like them to have a point of edge. Natalie is also going to gain a point of edge because she doesn't have any points to get much of anything else. And now we'll move on. Point Commander Ivar survived a match. He does not get any bumps. Where did you... Oh, he was around for a little while, which is why he got a point. Okay. Marva is another veteran. Point Commander Magnus. He's got... His stuff is done. I'm going to ignore him. Henry. Henry is my mobile pain in the butt. He's going to have at least Maneuvering Ace, which is going to give him 7 to start. I'm not going to change his piloting, and not going to change his piloting or gunnery at the moment, because I kind of want this Ice Ferret to be as cheap as possible, because unfortunately they're not very good. I really like them, and I can run them in a simulator like MechWarrior Online fairly well, but when it comes to rolling dice, dice are not kind to these machines. And you bring ammo, so we're going to grab at least 1 point of edge. So that brings us from 7. Oop. 7 to 8. I got 7 points left. What do I really want you to have? We could go Terrain Master with maybe Forests or something. He's in a mech that could benefit from Cluster Table. I could give him Bloodstalker. He's got 7 points. We're going to grab Cluster Hitter, and Bloodstalker. So that's going to round out the rest of our points for a +3 for Cluster Hitter and +4 for Bloodstalker. Troy. Troy has a gunnery bump, so he's got 5 right off the bat, and we'll do Maneuvering Ace. Just make life nice and simple. He's got half a point left. Kyle. What do we do with you, Kyle? Well, Kyle's got a gunnery bump. We're going to do... that leaves him with 11 points. I know what we're going to do with Kyle. We're going to give him Natural Aptitude Gunnery. It's not going to help him keep his mech alive, but he will hit a little bit better because of the wonders that the bell curve is. Now, everybody in Charlie Star I did previously, I'm going to leave them alone. Because Oblique Attacker is 3 points, Pain Resistance is 4 points, a Gunnery Bump is 5 points. So just to confirm that these are what they're supposed to be, we'll go through the math real quick. So a Gunnery Bump is 5, Oblique Attacker is 3, Pain Resistance is 4, Edge 1 is 1. So we're good there. Millard only has 1. Frederick, let's go through yours. Frederick has a Gunnery Bump. He has Oblique Attacker for 3, Iron Man for 3, Human TRO for 3. And done at 14. Dag. Dag does not have a Gunnery Bump. He's got Sensor Geek for 3, Weapon Specialist Tag for 5, and Edge for 1. That's how we get to 9. And now we're here to Lucy. Lucy's got a Gunnery Bump. She's got Natural Aptitude Gunnery, which is 11. Oblique Attacker, which is 3. Cluster Master, which is 6, because she would have had Cluster Hitter prior to that, and then add 3 more for Cluster Master. And then 1 point of Edge. Ooh. Maybe I messed that one up. Let's go confirm real quick that what I'm saying makes sense to you guys. So Cluster Hitter starts at 3 points, and if you go from Cluster Hitter to Cluster Master, it gives you an additional 3 points. So let's walk through this. 1 point for Gunnery, 11 points for Natural Aptitude Gunnery, 3 points for Oblique Attacker, 6 points for Cluster Master through Cluster Hitter, and then 1 more point for Edge. But I'm over by 4.5 points. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take off Edge and Cluster Master for a moment and figure out what I've got left. I've got 2.5 points. They just get Edge. We're going to go 1 point for Edge and call that good. Glad we went back through that. Okay, now comes the fun part where I gotta figure out how to split up Edward, Bjorn, Blair, and Marva. And I did this once with one of my players. And what we're going to start with is the Gunnery Bump and Piloting Bump for Edward. Bjorn only has a Gunnery Bump. Blair has a Gunnery Bump and a Piloting Bump. And Marva has neither. Now, Edward had Multitasker, which maybe I want to keep that for him. We'll start there. Multitasker is a 7-point SPA because it is a level 2 SPA. And just for you at home, we'll go back over here. And look, multitasker, 7 points. Shooting multiple things reduces modifiers by 1. Okay. So we're there. We still have 6 more points to spend. Some Like It Hot and Hot Dog are both 3-point SPAs. So I'm going to grab Some Like It Hot and Hot Dog. Both of those are 3s. So now we've spent all of his kills. So whatever else I want to give him is going to cost points out of the veteran pool. And if we want to split it real even, I go 12, 13, 12, 13. For my vets, I don't know if I'm actually going to do that yet. We'll see. Because I've got 50 points to spend between the 4 of them. Bjorn. Bjorn only has 9 points. I would like to make Bjorn a sniper. So he's going to have to get some more points. So Bjorn, I'm going to give him sniper. That costs 15. Ooh. So we're going to go from 5. We're going to add 15 more. So I know that I have to give him at least 6 points. And Bjorn, what else do I want to do with you, Bjorn? Because you're not particularly mobile, so these aren't necessary. Bjorn has skill 3. It's not in a particularly hot design, but wouldn't be unused there. Natural aptitude gunnery would be another pretty significant point sink there. I don't know that I'm going to do that for Bjorn. I think at the moment I may... no, Bjorn is going to be a tactical genius. There we go. So that's going to get him another 11 points. So he needs 17 points, where Edward doesn't need any points at the moment. Alright, Star Commander Blair. I would like Blair to have Hopping Jack. And Hopping Jack is fairly expensive. I also want Blair to have the ER Medium Laser Specialist. That's going to cost another 15 points. So he needs 10. Alright, so right now we're at 27 out of the 50 spent. And with Hopping Jack and ER Medium Laser Specialization, I'm pretty okay with that. Both of those are tied to the gunnery score, and I think I'm going to leave them alone at that point. Marva, however, Marva is a little bit more of a generalist, but she's going to have natural aptitude gunnery. I also want Marva to have Cluster Master. But she would have had Cluster Master through Cluster Hitter, because she has been firing missiles most of the time. She's going to get... Each of the veterans are also going to get some edge, but I'll fill in edge whenever we get towards the end. Alright. So she needs 7 points, so that brings us to 17, 27, 34 out of the 50 at the moment. Let's see what else we can Stick in here for Marva. Pain resistance would be a good call because she brings ammo. So that's going to add 4 more. So now she needs 11. I'm going to make a real easy total just to keep track of these. Oop, I need that to be some. There we go. So now we're at negative 38. So I'm going to get that number to 50, and then, so that means I have another, I have 12 more points I can spend. Bjorn has Tactical Genius and Sniper. Blair has both of those. She's got those. You know what? I'm actually going to take Some Like It Hot away from Edward. And that brings us to 35. What I am going to do for Edward is I'm going to give him Natural Aptitude Gunnery. So I took some away, but I'm going to give it right back. Alright, so now we have 4 points. So, real simply, each of them get 1 point of edge. And that will finish out our roster. And just like that, we went from having the old roster to having the new roster with only a little bit of time involved. So this gets to add 1 more. Add 1 more there. Add 1 more there. And the last one goes here. Okay. So Edward needs 9 points. Bjorn needs 18. Blair needs 11. And Marva needs 12. So we're going to go in here, 5 plus 12. Plus 11. 5 plus 18, and 5 plus 9. So now I can go through and I can change their comments. And I'm going to go ahead and do that. Thank you for watching. Hope you're enjoying these videos. Hope they give you ideas or inspire you to go play this game. Thanks for watching. Bye.